Hello again and welcome to DanWhiteBooks, the book review channel where we add insights into the vast worlds of literature for both those who do read and those who don't. Today we're venturing on an epic journey from the stars in the sky to the ancient war machines of old. Today I'm reviewing and discussing Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. Cloud Cuckoo Land is quite the epic piece of fiction, coming in at over 600 pages. The book is written by author Anthony Doerr, who you may well know from the 2014 work and Pulitzer Prize winner, All the Light We Cannot See. I myself have not read that book, despite often seeing it pop up online. I had, however, heard of his latest and keenly kept my eye on it until its release in late September. Cloud Cuckoo Land tells the tale of 5 different people, all living at different points in time. This is a book with no real main character per se, but instead a host of individuals all entwined loosely around an ancient fictional text called Cloud Cuckoo Land. All the main characters in this work are coloured and explored in great detail throughout the many parts of their lives, both highs and lows. Zeno is an American man who later serves in the Korean War. Seymour is an autistic boy who struggles to find his way in our noisy world. Amir is a boy from the 15th century, born with a cleft on his upper lip. Anna is a young embroideress living in Constantinople around the same time as Amir. And finally we have Constance, a young girl growing up on the spaceship Argos as it seeks to colonise a new planet many light years from Earth. It is quite the plethora of characters, I will admit, but I did not struggle to recall them, for despite there being many different people in this work doing many different things, author Anthony Doerr holds your interest, whether in space, in Korea, or in the calm setting of a modern library. Throughout the tale of this book, Cloud Cuckoo Land is introduced and woven into the end of chapters. It is a rather humorous tale of a man who wishes to become a bird and fly to a utopia known as Cloud Cuckoo Land. Whether he gets there or not is of course for you to find out. If you were to dissect all the individual extracts from the work of that ancient text, the result would be oh so short, but that doesn't stop you from wanting to find out what happens next in the crazy life of its central character, Aphon. This ancient piece of fiction has you as enthralled as much as it does the central characters. Variety comes to my mind when I think of this book. There really is something for everyone. Science fiction fans will love the description of a craft hurtling through deep space, while historians will like the accounts of an armoured siege on Constantinople, or perhaps the dark descriptions of captives in a Korean prisoner of war camp. Despite having such a wealth of variety, this book manages to hold its own. I will admit that I did doubt the whole thing towards the middle, but I kept on going, and the tales told here will stay with me for some time. This is a book written almost as a homage to the simple act of storytelling, and in celebrating that achievement, it makes something new of its own, and that is very impressive. It is quite the peculiar book because it's daring, taking a unique approach to the direction of its narrative, and despite it only being one book, it feels more like several. There is no main character, although I'm sure fans of this work will have their favourites. It's not even that these characters all come together at the end, because they don't. That simply wouldn't be possible given the vast differences in the time periods in which they live in. But what does stay with them throughout is one simple book passed in time by centuries of different people, calming and soothing to all those who read it. It is no magical text, yet it does have a rather unique quality of bringing peace even when none is to be found. This book has a lot going on. It takes description and adds further detail. There are parts in this book that could probably be left out altogether. This, I can understand, may frustrate certain people. This is a book that does require some patience, because it will have you going all around the world before it begins to settle and pull itself together. I will warn you that before moving forward. I did get to the middle of this book and wonder why there was quite so much happening. It can be jarring, but if you picture a variety of ingredients laid out before you in preparation for some extravagant dish, you may understand that the end result is far better than the building blocks and the processes that come before. I feel this book falls slightly on that analogy. There is a lot going on and there is a lot of build-up, but certainly at the end of the story, and indeed the deeper meaning nestled within, it's all very much worth it. So with all things considered, I would give this book a 90 out of 100. If you'd like to find out a bit more information about this book, please see my video description below. Now before we finish, I'd like to touch on an important teaching raised in this work and have you think on it, because all too much in this modern world, we take things for granted. When we read very ancient texts or even look at ancient works of art, we too often just assume they've always been there. But for a book, indeed a painting, to survive thousands of years, it needs to have touched people in a very emotive way. In our modern world, we have access to a wealth of literature and art. We're in some ways lucky the digital age came shortly after the advent of film and photography, and so we are likely never to lose such precious pieces. But what of literature specifically? How much has been lost to time? If in some time in the future or in the past you've read some bygone text, know that it has outlived all those before it, sometimes even its very own language. It has been copied, translated and passed down for generations before it ended up in the palm of your hand. Someone probably once copied the whole thing page by page in the hope to save it from deterioration, and the cycle continued and continued. The true beauty of Cloud Cuckoo Land is the exploration into this notion and the true magic one tale can have, not on one individual, but on humanity as a whole. Remember, we're all riding the same conveyor belt. Appreciate the beauty and be thankful for the wonders around you, for some have certainly journeyed far further than you could ever have imagined. My friends, thank you very much for watching another book review. The book I'm reading next week is American Dirt by Janine Cummings. This is a book that has had quite a lot of controversy, which I didn't realise. I picked it up in a charity shop for £1. If you would like to come here and have a little discussion about this in 2 weeks, then please see my video description where you can get yourself a copy of this book. See what's so controversial about it. I'll be bringing that up in my next book review. So far I am enjoying it. It's a thriller book, which isn't my normal kind of reading genre, but it's okay. We'll discuss it in the next 2 weeks. I thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you here again soon. Bye bye.